going to wind like a river. It comes.
As much as people ask me to do how to piss off a DC fan, I'm just not going to do it. So I know you saw the title of the video and thought that's what this was going to be about, but this is more of an announcement to let people know that I'm not going to make that video. I mean, being a DC fan is hard enough. You don't need me to come in here and tell you how much it sucks, because it sucks.
Do you bleed?
The best thing they have going for him is this guy won an Oscar for acting like a crazy person, and then he gave his acceptance speech and people realized he wasn't acting.
To artificially inseminate a cow, and when she gives birth, we steal her baby.
Probably one of the most delusional things DC fans tell themselves that these two movies will actually be different. All I'm saying is that the Snyder Cut doesn't have that scene where Ezra Miller gets to use half his face to feel up Gal Gadot that I'm checking out, and it's basically garbage. Christopher Nolan already called HBO Max the worst streaming service, but there's nothing wrong with being the most horny. DC has like 6 different Batmans right now. Every one of them is so bad, they just hope by giving you a variety you won't complain. Which movie was worse, Batman vs Superman or The Dark Knight? I can't even tell, they're like the same goddamn movie. Oh cool, look at me, I'm Batman, I'm dark and edgy, I have the most badass lines ever. Batman was only cool in the 60s when being Batman actually meant something. Now they just grab the next Hollywood pretty boy, slap a $100,000 costume on him, and we're somehow supposed to believe this depressed Starbucks barista could be Batman.
Come on, skinny love, just let's see it.
The only famous person that I know of that has that much power, money, and strength is Joe Rogan. He's one of the few people that could actually fight Bane in hand-to-hand combat who would be played by Alex Jones. Speaking of Bane, I heard a recent story that Tom Hardy cried because of all the online criticism over his portrayal as Bane. And I just want to say to all the people out there saying that Bane wasn't big enough, look what happens when you take the role too seriously. Heath Ledger's Joker was not as good as Jared Leto's. That's what you came here to hear, right? Well, it's fucking true. He's been dead long enough, let's all just admit that it was bad. We just pretended it was good because we didn't want to offend his family. The truth is, he's a subpar actor who took a little too much ketamine and sleeping pills, painted his face like a weirdo, and then died.
I'm kidding, it's the holidays.
And for everyone in the comments telling me I went a little too far, if I can't make fun of a white 28-year-old drug addict, who the fuck can I make fun of? The only difference between us is I survived my overdose.
I thought my jokes were bad.
I mean, I'm not going to make fun of Cyborg because he's a black guy. And I'm not going to make fun of Gal Gadot because she's a disabled woman. And I'm not going to make fun of Henry Cavill because it was great to finally see an autistic actor playing Superman. To his credit, he played it the best he could. It was a little annoying when he couldn't look anyone in their eyes the whole movie. Jared Leto was the most comic book accurate Joker. See, look, I put these two pictures side by side, and that proves my argument. And that's all it takes. That's the very definition of comic book accurate. Just as long as these two pictures look kind of similar, that makes it true. You want to know how I know Suicide Squad 2 is going to be trash? See, in the first movie, you have Jared Leto pushing the boundaries of what it means to be a character actor. He's constantly blurring the line between psychotic menace and everyone's favorite alternative rocker, Jared Leto. These two crazy personalities fused together to form the ultimate Joker that had never been seen before. The Jared Leto Joker.
Ian, I promise I won't hurt you.
Promise?
Hey, dick pics! Mine screaming at your face somewhere else.
I was gonna say I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Now, when the Jared Leto Joker was filming his movie, you know what he was doing? He was doing funny Joker stuff to get the cast psyched up. He was playing next level pranks that elevated everyone's performance. No one even met Jared Leto on set, they only met the Jared Leto Joker. Now that's acting. Now let's see what John Cena did on the set of Suicide Squad 2. He ate 31 empanadas in a row. Jared Leto would have eaten 32, and that's all I'm going to say about that. Zack Snyder, I hear you have a new look for the Jared Leto Joker, and I swear to God, if you try to change his damage tattoo, I cannot be held accountable for what my audience does next. Amber Heard needs her own movie. She's an amazing human being. Another amazing woman in DC is obviously Gal Gadot. Gal Gadot has done so much for the world besides being Wonder Woman. She brought us all so close together when she sang Imagine. And part of that song was also a public service announcement because Gal Gadot wants you to know that your superpower is staying home so you can keep everyone safe from catching this very contagious virus. That is, unless her new movie Wonder Woman 1984 is coming out. Then she wants you to know that movie theaters have never been safer, so bring your friends, grandparents, and newborn children to the movies so you can pump up her box office numbers one last time before the theaters go bankrupt, you end up on a ventilator, and every future DC movie goes directly to streaming.